Guess what we're making today? That's right! We're gonna make a paper flower, and these are one of my most requested videos and how-tos to see. So let's do it. We're gonna make a very textured, scalloped edged paper flower. And this one, I promise you, is so easy. You're gonna wanna make all of them. And you should. All right, let's do this.
Let's get going on this project. So you're gonna need a glue gun and some scissors and of course some poster board. And yeah, let's jump right in. So grabbing your poster board, just go to any craft store or even grocery store. Just make sure that it's a better quality poster board. You want it a little thick. So you're just gonna do a normal circle, as normal as you can. Don't fret about that part because nothing in nature truly is round. So here I'm going into my scalloped edging, and you're just gonna use your scissor and go back and forth as you turn the paper. Here I've cut into my flower with that little tip, but you can see I cut in and then I'm going up to the thickness of about 2.5, maybe 3 inches. Once you get to your thickest part, continue to cut your paper in that thickness so that the flower is shortest in the center and higher on the ends. So don't cut all the way down. Make sure you stop at a platform like that. Yep, bouncy. Very nice. So going back to that tip right here, you're going to want to massage it ever so lightly with your thumb and your forefinger because we're going to start rolling it back on itself. So again, just ever so slightly like that. Don't worry, you can't mess this up. So there it is. Yep, so proud. Yeah, we see it. Okay, so continue to roll it onto itself using your other hand to apply consistent pressure so that the paper stays in this format right there. All right, speed it up. So we're just going to continue to do this as you go along this entire length of paper. Here's another angle so you can see that's not real time. Don't worry, that's sped up, so don't be impressed. I mean, you can be, but you know. So going back, this is why it's important to keep the base. That's where we're going to glue our flower to. But first, we have to see the best part of this flower, which is right here. I know. You can go ahead and rewind it and play it again because it's so good. So once you unwind the flower will actually hold that shape because of the consistent pressure you put on it. So now you can just kind of what I call fluff your flower. So go back through and pull the paper opposite the way that it was rolled, and it will loosen up those tighter pieces like this. Isn't that so pretty? So there it is. So now it's time to glue it into place, and I'm going to show you first and then we'll hyperspeed it. So you're going to take a big old batch of glue, put it right in the center. You're going to take the center of your flower and put it on there. You don't have to worry about the outer edges right now because we're just looking at the center to hold and stick. Now I'll show you from beginning to end what I'm talking about. So there you go. Now we're going to pick up the outer edges and we're going to put lines of glue underneath so that it catches on the petals, and then you just let it dry. Isn't it so beautiful? The other request I get is, how do I make my paper so large that I can cut a flower as big as I do? So here's a secret. You take 4 or 2, however big you want it, and you connect them using hot glue, and then we're going to do the same exact thing. So here I'm using 4 poster boards to create one giant piece of paper. I'm cutting my circle like you saw, and I love to do things first small scale because then it makes sense when you go large scale. I'm doing the same exact steps that you just saw and that I just covered, just in a larger format. So there's that tip. I'm going to continue to weave and wave my paper like this, and I'm going to continue in that circular motion until my hand apparently falls off. These do take time, but they are absolutely worth it because if you're doing this for a backdrop for a party, or some home decor, this takes up a lot more space than the smaller ones would. The one I did earlier was 1 poster board, and this is 4. So as we're coming to the center, you're gonna wanna continue to do the same thing and not cut it all the way to the end, but instead cut until you have another plateau platform like this. So this was so big and I was standing, I had to sit on the table, so forgive me. So I'm sitting on the table and I'm just gonna roll in with the homies until it is completely to the center base again like before. And with it being larger, it will come out of your hands more, so just go as slow as you need to and just make sure that consistency of pressure is going through. So now we're nearing the end and we're gonna let it go. Yes, so good. Same exact thing. You're gonna unfluff it to get it the size you want, and we're gonna do the glue in the center, the glue on the outsides, and hold it down. So I have something special for you because now I'm going to show you how to paint it. So for this one, I want there to be depth of color inside the flower a little bit. So I went ahead and sprayed inside the flower with a darker yellow. Now I'm just doing the edges with a lighter yellow, and I'm going to keep the overall center lighter and whiter so that there's some kind of dimension. But my girls really wanted some overly bright yellow roses for their bedroom, so that's what they're going to get. I'm taking my spray can on an angle and just tilting my paper and spraying just those edges. I'm not spraying into it, I'm spraying almost across from it. And there you go. Isn't she beauty? She's so pretty. So now, after looking at it, if it looks a little wonky, go ahead and trim it up. It's just paper, and that's one of the best things about this. And here's some scissors for a size comparison on the 1, 2, and 4 poster boards, as well as my hand. I think I have normal size hands, and well, that's supposed to be a thumbs up, but like, subscribe, can't wait to see what you make.